Hello Taurus, and welcome to your August 2023 tarot card reading. Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are new, my name is Jane. So this month is a really cool month. I'm very excited about August. I think this is kind of the month where we really start to awaken as the sun comes into its dignified position here in Leo, and then we move on into Virgo, which is going to help with the activity levels, which could be really, really fantastic for us. Now, I do apologize. I did not do the July astrology videos. For those of you who have been with me on my journey know that I have some health issues. And actually June and July, there were some things that came up and it was just a lot harder to do things. I have to prioritize my Soul Seekers group, so I always try to get their content out. This month I am hoping to do the August. We'll see how everything goes, the August astrology videos, so keep your eyes open for that. If I don't get it, it's probably just because I'm struggling just a little bit. So feel free to watch these tarot readings for either your sun, moon, or rising sign. If you're here for love, you can certainly check out your Venus sign as well. And that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for being here. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Hello Taurus, welcome to your August 2023 tarot card reading. So let's go ahead and get started with a card from my intuitive deck here. So what does Taurus need to know for August 2023? Okay. It does feel like there's, I don't want to say options because they don't feel like options, but it feels like a whirlwind of stuff, you know, like interruption type of stuff or just distraction type of stuff. And yet I think it's really important for Taurus to make sure that they know where that flame of passion truly lies. Taurus is one of those signs, and this is one of the reasons why they have that stereotype of being so stubborn. It's not really that you're stubborn, it's that, like, kind of what's the point of doing something that I don't really care about, right? What's the point of doing something I'm not interested in? If I don't have that flame of passion, if I don't have that yearning and that extraordinary desire, then what the heck is the freaking point? And so coming into close contact with that flame of desire is going to help you to stay focused and not kind of get caught up in this current of everything else. And yeah, okay, maybe you might be a little bit stubborn this month, but that's fine. Who cares? I think we're all being a little bit stubborn with Jupiter and Taurus. I mean, we all kind of have to stand up for what we want. We have to work for what we want. We have to focus on what we want. We have to prioritize what we want. And no one's going to do that but us. No one's going to do that for us. No one's going to show up and do it for us, right? We have to do it for us. And Taurus, you have to do it for you. So with all the whirlwind of other stuff, this has got to be a time that Taurus just says, no, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to make any promises. I'm not going to commit to anything. I'm just not going to do it because this other thing has my full attention. And that's just, I think, the way that it's got to be for you, because I know as a fixed sign that it's going to drive you crazy until you get to where you want to be. Yeah, let's pull out the rest of the cards. I don't think I'm seeing anything else with that. So let's start with the major arcana for Taurus. What is it that you need to know for the month of August? Exactly, the Wheel of Fortune. See, this is the type of behavior that gets the Wheel of Fortune in motion. This is one of the reasons why people who have healthy and productive obsessions can be so successful, right? Because when they're obsessed about their work or they're obsessed about their projects and they're obsessed about taking it somewhere and they can focus and they can really channel that drive or that kind of higher desire into something, that Wheel of Fortune starts to spin and good things start to happen and you start to attract incredible opportunities. So I don't know what it is you have going on, but if you've been feeling blocked, okay, first of all, I blame the North Node, but it's not in your sign anymore. All right, so we can't be talking about that anymore because it's not there. So the blockage seems to be kind of lifted, and it will continue to feel lifted in the upcoming months. So this Wheel of Fortune, it can start spinning faster, but sometimes you just need a big push in the beginning in order to build that momentum. And maybe focusing and prioritizing. And the thing about Leo season for you is it's a very private time. 4th house activation, Venus retrograde with the sun. It's time for Taurus to be in their private place, okay? To be in their homes, to be behind closed doors, and to just shine for themselves for right now. Because later on, in the months to come, you're going to start shining for the world. And I think you'll feel better about it if you have something going on, okay? Or if you have something that you're proud of. The Wheel of Fortune is always a blessing. You know, it always brings really good things for you. So let's see who is in the environment that you need to be aware of. This is going to be a person. Okay, a lot of pages coming out here this month. I don't mind a page, but I don't necessarily know that they are, I don't know, they don't seem to have a lot of weight right now, okay? This may be the distraction type of stuff. This kind of came out for Pisces and Aries as well, so it would make sense that you're kind of going through that too. It feels a little bit like a distraction. It feels like the things that are going to pull focus. A lot of times the Page of Cups is something random and unexpected and kind of feels like it's coming out of nowhere, which can sometimes add to the, enticing or the enticement, if you will, or the intrigue. But it's really, really important when you have these moments. Your friends call you up, hey, we're going to go do this. Do you want to come with us? Or, hey, that's happening. Do you want to come with us? But that pulls away from that flame of passion. It's really important for you to sit there with that for a minute and say, do I really want to be doing this? I'm not saying you have to turn everything down and just sit in your house and work all day. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. But it's one of those moments where one night can turn into 2 nights, and one distraction can turn into 2, and then that could easily turn into 4 or 5, and that can easily turn, and then before you know it, the month is over and like nothing has been done. And because Virgo is activated, all right, 5th house Virgo, I got that Mercury in there. We're building our way up to a Mercury retrograde. Virgo season is going to be activated in August as well. And because Virgo is heavy in the chart, productivity and efficiency is important. And if we don't do the things that we say we're going to do, or we don't keep the promises that we say we're going to keep to ourselves, let alone anybody else, but especially to ourselves, that Virgo can become a very harsh critic, especially when it's pointed inwards. And we don't need anybody to be berating themselves for no reason when you could just do it. Okay? So this is a month to just do it. Just do it. Connect with that flame of passion, whatever it is driving you to do. And please keep in mind, a drive of passion or a flame of passion is not self-destructive. All right. It is not always this ego thing. It's not a pride thing. Okay. I've been saying this to every sign. I'm going to say it to you as well. The sun in traditional astrology represents the ambitions of the soul. And the ambitions of the soul, the sun, is now in its sign of rulership, which means whether you have Leo in your chart or not, this means that your ambitions, your soul's ambitions, are loud and clear coming through. And Venus retrograde is helping everyone to make adjustments in their lives so that we can prioritize and make room for the true and pure ambitions of our souls. And it's not ego, and it's not trauma, and it's not wounding, okay? It's something bigger than that, which is why it's important to listen, okay? Hope, beautiful. Emotional withdrawal. And heartache and loss, okay. I'm not surprised by these cards, by the way, emotional withdrawal. And so it's like a 8 of Cups, 3 of Swords situation we have going on here. I'm not surprised because you're being driven by hope. Okay, hope that something can work out, hope that you can have a specific type of life, hope that you can make that money, hope that you can really be that person, whatever it is. And when hope drives us and we are optimistic about things, as I see with the Wheel of Fortune, and we have a passion to back it up, this is like a winning combination here. It doesn't mean it's going to go perfectly. Obviously, we're still human beings and this is still life on Earth. But at least this gives us like that purpose in the morning. It gives us that sense of excitement and motivation. All right. And sometimes that can be hard to come by, at least naturally. We can often push through moments when we don't have those things and we can just do things anyway. But it's always nice when we have that extra boost of motivation and inspiration. But emotional withdrawal, it does mean you have to pull away from the way it used to be. And you have to kind of lay down the law and set new boundaries, especially with yourself, but also with other people as well. And you kind of have to be willing to release and be willing to let things go and let things pass you by. This is not a time to get, if I can age myself, FOMO, right? The fear of missing out is not the time to be doing that. And heartache and loss, honestly, this is one of the biggest drivers right now. And I think a lot of people are being motivated by their pain. And I'm not trying to contradict myself with what I just said about the ambitions of the soul and whatnot, but we've all been through really hard things. Every single person on this planet has some type of hardship, has some type of disappointment or a betrayal or a wound and a trauma of some type. Many of us have many of those things. And I think this is a driving factor to do whatever it is we can do to make our lives more enjoyable, to make our lives more fulfilled, and to help us to be more satisfied with things. And we're all going to have different definitions of what that means and what that looks like and how that's going to be. But with Jupiter in your sign, there's just so much room for growth. And the heartache and loss and the pain of it all is kind of the reason why you're doing it. I think for Taurus, having a really great life, having a really great career, having great finances, having great relationships is one of the best services that you can give to humanity, right? By doing those things, you carve paths for others, you inspire others, you become aspirational, which inspires others to become something more than they are, and it lifts everybody up. So it's not just that you have this desire to do something. Okay, it's not just as simple as all that. It traces back and it traces to other people as well. And I think this is, a responsibility. When you have a passion like this, it becomes a responsibility. It's your responsibility to do something with it to make the world a better place. Okay, to provide something that people want or something they need. Okay, whether it's just for your spouse or just for your kids or just for your immediate family or for 1 million people, it doesn't matter. It's not just for you. The universe has chosen you to do something great. Okay? You kind of got this crown on your head right now. And I think we always say, the joke always is, Leo is always the king or the queen, but I really always say that with all the fixed signs, and Taurus especially. There's a royalty factor that comes through with being a fixed person, fixed energy, fixed entity. The cherubim, like in the Bible, right? With the 4 heads, the bull, the lion, the eagle, which is Scorpio, and the man, which is Aquarius, right? The 4 heads. There's something heavenly and something divine about the fixed signs. Fulfillment of wishes, fertility, which is a really important card for Taurus since the Empress is associated with Venus, your ruling planet, and material harvest. Fulfillment of wishes and material harvest. 9 of Cups and 9 of Coins. So there's no question in my mind that you are going to have success with whatever this is. See, I don't know that you have all this fear, really. You know, when you have this burning inside of you to go do something or to create something, there's not always a lot of room for fear. So all the distractions, it's not fear that's keeping you from doing your thing. It's the fear, and well, maybe it is the fear of missing out, really. And maybe it's the fear of focus a little, you know, but it's not like a gut-wrenching fear. Because usually when we have these moments, it feels good to do those things. So, but again, I have no reason to believe that you're not going to be exceptionally successful. And with the fertility or the Empress card, tells me that you are in this like nutrient-rich, nutrient-dense place, meaning whatever it is you do, you are going to be fed the proper nutrients required to help something grow. So once you get this ball rolling, once you push this wheel of fortune forward for yourself, because you're really the determinant as to whether or not this spins or not. Because if you just sit and watch Netflix all day, obviously this is not going to start spinning because you're not doing anything. You have to match it. Okay, there's a lot of universal intervention with the Wheel of Fortune for sure, right? But you also have to match it with yourself. Remember, we're always in this intricate dance with the universe at large. We do something, the universe responds. The response, we do something, the universe responds. It goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So this is not a do nothing, get everything type of thing. But if you do something, you will be handsomely surprised by the reward. And you'll be handsomely surprised by the environment and how helpful the environment can be. And the environment can be other people. The environment can be new jobs. It can be new clients. It could be a new place to live. It could be a new relationship. It could be all sorts of new things. And we are in this position right now, astrologically, where we are opening the door to all sorts of new things. This desire, it's not by accident that it's happening right now. It's happening right now because it is trying to get you over some type of a hump. And that hump is Pluto coming back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius on your 10th house cusp. Okay? And that hump is going to need focus. Okay? Because what happens is when you start embarking upon new journeys, the old ones start to appear further and further in your rearview mirror. And that's what we want. We want the old things to be in our rear view as far back as they possibly can. Maybe even so far back that we even barely can see them or even remember them. Because Aquarius demands progress. When Pluto comes into Aquarius at the end of 2024, it's going to demand progress. Capricorn is conservationist. It tries to keep things intact most of the time, as long as it's working. All right. But there are just things that just aren't working anymore. And that's the emotional withdrawal. This is you walking away from the things that just aren't working, or they're not sustainable, or they're not what you envision for your life. Because I'm sure when I talk about fulfillment of wishes and material harvest, this is what you see. When you think about your future and you think about your life, you see your wishes coming true and you see lots of money. And I mean, it doesn't have to be actually money, but you know what I mean? Like a beautiful house and a nice car. You have a nice wardrobe and handbags or nice shoes or whatever it is. Or you have land, okay, if you're not super materialistic girly, right? You're land, cabin, you're out there on a sustainable farm, you've got tractors, you've got whatever, like whatever your dream is, okay? You can go wherever you want to go with that. But the fact of the matter is if it includes something physical, it's material. So material harvest. That's what Taurus is all about, right? That's the motto of Taurus, I have. It's about having things. And that's what this is all for. So you can have stuff. But keep in mind, it's not having things because you're greedy. It's having things because you having things can also help others to have things too. Spiritual union. Throat chakra. Recognition and reward. I don't know that you're doing any of this for the recognition per se. I mean, some of you might be if that's something that's important to you, but ultimately I don't think that's really the driving force here. But it doesn't mean you won't get it anyway. I think you will have recognition. You will be rewarded by doing what you're doing with this quote unquote flame of passion. I guess that's what I'm going to call the reading now. This flame of passion. It's what you're doing with that. You know, this is just going to happen. This is the inevitability. Recognition is the inevitability. Okay? The throat chakra, there's a lot of communication involved here. And we know how powerful utilizing our voice can be. Speaking what we want. Speaking our future into existence. That's why, you know, affirmations are so famous, you know, because when we speak our affirmations, kind of sinks in a little bit. It helps us to change molecularly a little bit. It helps us to see things from a different perspective a little bit. And when we talk about our dreams and we talk about what we want, it's a little bit easier to back up that talk with action. And Taurus is, I mean, earth signs generally, I know we always say fire signs are the action signs. I think earth signs are way more actiony, way more actiony with the earth signs. We've just got a lot of earth activation right now. So it is a time of action. It's a time of getting your hands in the clay. That's Leo. Get your hands in the clay and start creating something. Start doing it. Start making it. But the throat, the vibrations of the voice box, that's also a very Taurian thing, right? You are Taurus, the thyroid, the throat. This is Taurus right here. This is you being in your element, speaking something into existence. This is where the Taurian power truly comes from. Okay? Use your voice. Say it out loud. Whether it's to yourself when you're in the shower or in your car, you know, or say it out loud to someone who can help you. And with the Two of Cups, the spiritual union, I think there are people that you can align with. Now, the past few readings have been very much about alliances and other people. I think that has a lot to do with the South Node now in Libra. For you, though, Libra is in the 6th house, so it's not as other people oriented per se, but it doesn't mean it's not still Libra. And there's at least one other person likely that you can align with or partner with or alliance with or brainstorm with at a minimum to talk about your dreams. This is how you use your throat chakra, through the lens of someone else. You talk to them, they talk to you. You listen to them, they listen to you. And this does feel like a meeting of the minds. And it's possible that those of you who are single and looking for love, that by following this flame of passion, by following these creative projects and these urges and yearnings that you have to create something, it might lead you to someone incredible. It might be the very path you need to take. And that's the thing about life, is that sometimes one thing seems completely unrelated to another. Like, let's say a job seems unrelated to a lover, but yet sometimes it is exactly the job that leads us to the lover. or the other way around, the lover that leads us to the job. Okay, so this may feel a little abstract, but that's kind of the magic of the Wheel of Fortune. There is something beautiful happening right now, Taurus. Take advantage. Please take advantage. Okay, let's pull up the clarifiers. So we're going to pull out a whole bunch of cards, and we're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards. And that reading can be found in the description box. It's called the Comprehensive Reading. So if you want to join, you can click that link and we will be there. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Wheel of Fortune. What else does Taurus need to know regarding the Wheel of Fortune? 6 of Coins. Another 9 of Cups, which is the Fulfillment of Wishes card here. And a 6 of Swords. We have Queen of Wands, Page of Swords, and a Fool. Okay. Now for the Hope card. What else does Taurus need to know about this Hope card here? The Emperor. A lot of pages. I don't know. I'm kind of half and half on whether or not I like the pages or not. King of Wands. They feel kind of like bugs flying around. It's like kind of you want to swat them away is how I'm feeling. The Hermit. Heartache and loss. 4 of Wands. 8 of Coins. Beautiful. Another 6 of Coins. We have a King of Swords. 10 of Wands. The Sun. Labor of love right there. Fertility. 9 of Swords. 6 of Cups. 8 of Swords. Ace of Coins. 9 of Wands. The Lovers. 5 of Cups. Knight of Swords. Another page. I'm going to sit with those for a minute. Throat chakra, another page. Okay. 3 of Coins. 4 of Cups. Final card. Beautiful Magician. Knight of Coins and a Hanged Man. All right.